What if extinction never claimed the giants? What if humans didn't inherit the earth but shared it with thunderous beasts from another age? Long before empires, before kings, before even fire, early hominins walked a world where claws still ruled and the ground shook with each breath of a predator. This is not a fantasy. This is survival at its most primal, most brutal, and most beautiful. The reeds along the river quiver not from wind, but from something deeper, something heavier. A shadow, wide, deliberate, glides across the water's surface. Yet the band does not stop moving. They wade chest-deep through the current, carrying their young on shoulders, bundles of bark-wrapped tubers lashed tight across their backs. The matriarch leads her eyes locked not on the trees ahead, but on the ridge behind. Listening, always listening. These are Australopithecus, afarensis, not yet human but no longer ape. Upright, tool-aware, fireless. They move through the tall grass of a Miocene wetland that never gave up its monsters. They've left behind the safety of a volcanic cliffside where they had nested for weeks, forced out by drought, pushed into migration by hunger. Suddenly, a sharp grunt from the scout, he's perched atop a fallen log ahead. His arms gesture sharply downward. The water here grows shallower, but danger rises. Tracks in the mud. Clawed, wide, fresh. One of the juveniles stumbles his leg, grazes something under the surface. Not rock. Bone. Cracked open. Scraped clean. The matriarch signals a halt. The group clusters, close eyes darting from the trees to the tall ferns that edge the riverbank. Then movement. The ferns part with unnatural grace. Something massive brushes through them. Not a mammal, not a cat. Something older, smoother. The rising form of a Deinonychus, feathers, glistening eyes, black, like obsidian head, tilting with the eerie stillness of a calculating predator. The band does not scream. They do not scatter. They adapt. Two males flank left, breaking into low crouches, gripping sharpened stone shards. A female scoops a child onto her hip and backs slowly into the water. The matriarch picks up a thick branch, twisted and charred from a lightning storm days ago. She raises it high, slaps it against her thigh, then the water. Once, twice, again, rhythm, intimidation. They've done this before, but the raptor does not retreat. It paces along the edge, testing. Behind it, another. Then a third. A pack. Now the group knows this is not a trial. It's a hunt. From the trees behind, another danger, a growl, low and guttural. The raptors stop. They turn their heads in unison, sensing the shift. And then the forest splits open. A juvenile sauropod bursts from the underbrush, half-grown but still monstrous, chased by something even more terrible. A Majungasaurus jaw, agape eyes fixed in prehistoric hunger. The chaos ignites. Water explodes as all creatures, predator-prey, hominin, scatter into fight, flight, or fury. And the clan. They vanish into the reeds, leaving only ripples and silence. A mile upriver, silence slowly returns, but not safety. The band now moves under thick canopy soaked in sweat and river mist. Their bodies glisten beneath a veil of fear and instinct. A child sneezes. Another whimpers. But the matriarch does not look back. She leads them higher toward the ancient limestone outcrops, where moss hides dry caves and birds cry warnings from the cliffs. Their new refuge is a half-collapsed cave mouth overlooking the floodplain, a place of advantage, but only if they can reach it first. The sun dips behind gray clouds. A storm brews, as if summoned by the blood spilled earlier. A distant roar echoes through the valley. Not dinosaur. Thunder. Before they can settle, the eldest male doubles over, groaning. Blood trickles from a gash across his thigh. One of the raptor's claws had found flesh in the confusion. The matriarch kneels beside him, her hands steady. From her pouch, she removes leaves of tarcho, a pungent herb that stains red when crushed. She chews the leaves, mixing them with spit, then presses the pulp into the wound. A stone shard, smoothed by years of sharpening, is heated over flame, stolen from a smoldering branch they carried. The smell of burning skin mixes with the scent of wet moss. The elder winces, but does not cry out. The cave's ceiling groans with shifting stone. Inside, younger females gather dry fronds, sealing gaps where wind howls through cracks. The children are fed tuber paste mashed with river water and fish eggs scooped with leaves. It is not a feast. It is enough. But danger is not done with them. At dusk, their sentry spots another shape moving through the reeds far below. Not dinosaur, not animal. Others. Another group of hominins, taller, leaner, unfamiliar, not family. The matriarch watches from the shadows of the cave mouth. She sees how the strangers move, cautious, coordinated, but aggressive. Spears, not just stones. Fire, not just smoke. These are Homo rudolfensis, an evolutionary cousin, but not a kin. If the raptors don't finish the band, these newcomers might. Night descends, and the winds arrive like knives. Rain lashes the stone. Inside the cave, the band huddles. The matriarch does not sleep. Her mind races between storm-wound predator and now rivals. Suddenly, a crack like bone snapping, followed by a shriek. Not from the cave, from the valley. A raptor's cry, then silence. The strangers are under attack. The predators have found fresh targets. In the dark, the band has a choice escape now, while the others are distracted, or stay and risk discovery in the morning. The matriarch looks down at the elder's wounded leg, the sleeping children, the fireless night. She makes her decision. She motions to the strongest male. He gathers the few tools they have left. A dried skin filled with river water. A pouch of herbs. 3 flint shards. The children are woken quietly, gently. They do not cry. They understand survival is movement. The band disappears into the storm, one step ahead of extinction. Lightning veils the horizon in violent white streaks, revealing a narrow path carved into the cliffs by time and desperation. The clan climbs in single file, their limbs shaking, not from fear, but exhaustion. Mud pulls at their feet. Stone scrapes, skin raw. But upward is the only path where predator and pursuer cannot follow. By dawn, the rain subsides. Mist clings to the gorge below, hiding every print, every drop of blood, every shattered leaf from the violence of the previous night. The matriarch stands at the edge of a high plateau. From here the wetland sprawls endlessly, its dangers still cloaked in morning fog. Her eyes scan for movement. None, for now. The group collapses beneath a cluster of stone arches, natural sculptures shaped by volcanic wind. It's a place that feels older than them, older than the dinosaurs, older than time. Here they rest. The injured elder sleeps with labored breath, his wound no longer leaking, but still swollen. The herbs have held for now. Nearby, a pair of juveniles clumsily mimic the healing ritual they witnessed. One chews bark, the other presses a leaf to a toy wound scratched into clay. They laugh, brief, gentle, precious. Laughter in a world that does not forgive weakness. Laughter in a world ruled by teeth and chance. The matriarch watches. Her face does not smile, but her body softens. For the first time in days, she kneels not to prepare, not to fight, but simply to be. Around her, the others eat what little they have, roots insects do collected in cupped leaves. One by one they press their foreheads to the earth, grounding themselves in the only certainty they know they lived. Far below, the forest reawakens. The raptors prowl again. The rudal fences are gone, either fled or consumed. The rain has erased the paths. The land has swallowed the past night like it swallows bones and footprints. Only the wind remembers what happened. By midday, the clouds clear. Sunlight breaks over the cliffs, glinting off wet stone, warming the tired backs of the clan. The children begin to play stacking rocks into small cairns. One of them mimics a dinosaur's call with dramatic flair, prompting giggles. It's not just noise, it's story. Already the memory becomes myth. The matriarch stands her figure silhouetted against the sky. Her gaze lifts, not to watch for threats, but to mark the sun's angle. It's time. Time to move. Not from fear, but from instinct. Life in this world is not about finding safety. It's about carrying memory forward one step at a time. As they descend the other side of the ridge, toward a new unknown, toward another set of dangers toward life, the matriarch leaves behind a single mark, a handprint smeared in ochre on the stone wall. Proof that they were here. Proof that they survived. And somewhere, deep in the ferns, something ancient watches.